Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here. I'm today with a bit of a Toonami news update for today, this day, February 15th, 2022. First thing I want to cover is this last week's ratings, that being this past Saturday, February 12th, 2022. And let's start with the top of the block. At the top of the block, we have Shenmue at a .10, Attack on Titan at a .08, The Assassination Classroom at a .08, Made in Abyss at a .07, One Piece at a .05, and then followed by another episode of One Piece at a .04, Naruto Shippuden at a .03, and Cowboy Bebop at a .03. Overall, this was I'll say all right week. It's hard to put, again, because we keep shifting around the lineup, it's hard to say what a good or normal week really is anymore. Last week, which I actually didn't cover because I was actually really busy last week, was actually a decent week for the block. By compare, like for example, Shenmue was at a .11 and Blade Runner ended with, I believe, a show high .13, and all the other shows above it kind of got carried up a little bit. So that was a good week. This week was a bit of a letdown relative to that. And again, Shenmue at a .10. It's hard to put a gauge for these like original series. It's doing little lower than Fena did. It's kind of doing roughly around Blade Runner did. So I guess that's kind of the best comparison. It's did roughly what Blade Runner probably would have done in this week if Blade Runner was still on the air. Then you have Attack on Titan, Season 4, Part 2, English dub debut at a .08. Kind of a letdown for a lot of people. I saw numerous people online thought it was going to be a much higher, bigger event. Again, and this is what happened with Part 1 of Season 4, where people generally just went to Funimation and watched the sub. If they wanted to see how it ended, didn't want to get spoiled about it, they just went online and saw it already. So, how many of those people would go back just to watch the English dub of those episodes? Probably not that many. And that's why Attack on Titan, these last couple seasons, have done poorly in terms of ratings on the block. And then after that, you have Assassination Classroom, which hilariously Showbuzz Daily referred to as Assassination Nation, which honestly, that would be interesting if it was like some weird sequel to it where it's like all the kids and like all the like low level classes and all of Japan schools all have to like be trained to be ninja or hunt down Core Sensei and his like weird tentacle offspring or something. Actually, that would have been freaking awesome if that was a thing. And they should have called it Assassination Nation if it was a real show. .08. And I'll go into in a moment with the other bit of news. Yeah, Toonami is gonna screw over Assassination Classroom and to a degree Made in Abyss as well here. Made in Abyss .07. Again, just kind of following the lead. A little bit down from Assassination Classroom, but not like a notable drop off. One Piece is when things get weird. One Piece fell off to a .05, and you say, oh, it's only 200s down. But when the rating's already this low, that's massive. That's about 28% of your audience just turned off the TV from, or turned off or turned it to something else from Made in Abyss in like the 3 minute break over to One Piece. And then the second episode is a .04, so 20% of the people that still stayed went off, which is about a total of around 42% of your total demographic left. And this is exactly what killed One Piece on Toonami back in like what 2016, 2017 was last on Toonami. It was the fact it just didn't put in ratings on television. It's still a well-known and well-loved property to this day, even in the United States, but it's not drawing people to watch it on Toonami. Then you have One Piece and Cowboy Bebop ending the block by just kind of playing Follow the Leader at .03. Both of those dropped, and both of those purely dropped because One Piece dropped in front of it. So you can't really put any blame on those shows. Again, top of the block, okay. One Piece kind of just kills the end of the block, though, and Toonami might be put in a position to do something about that sooner rather than later. If One Piece stays on the block, they would probably just put that after even Cowboy Bebop reruns at this point. Another bit of news is Cosmo Samurai is back on Toonami, and it will be back pretty damn soon. It will be on this Saturday's edition of Toonami, this Saturday's edition being February 19th, 2022. It will be airing one installment each of the next 4 weeks at 1 a.m. So interesting, it's at 1 a.m. Historically, when you have these total immersion events, they're at midnight right at the start of the block. But again, you got Shenmue, you got something you threw a massive investment into, so you got to have that at the start of the block. And then you have Attack on Titan. A lot of people have been looking forward to Attack on Titan. Can't interfere with that. And then that leaves Hapless Assassination Classroom to be the big victim of this total immersion event. So, as a note, if you want to DVR something for the next 4 weeks on Toonami, 1 a.m. or later, make sure you also DVR the slot after, because what this total immersion event's going to do is that it's going to shift the block off around 5 minutes each. So Assassination Classroom the next 4 weeks will actually be airing at 105, Made in Abyss 135, so on and so forth. So that's something to keep in mind, because if you DVR it, don't know about the total immersion event, and then like the ultimate climax of the episode is completely missing from DVR, you're gonna get pissed off. So just a bit of a warning for you there. And I had a look up Cosmo Samurai was. It sounded familiar. I'm like, oh, that's a weird total immersion event they had last year that had the cat. I was like, that's just kind of a damning thing for Toonami. I completely forgot this was a thing that actually ever existed at some point. Mostly because it just left no impression. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it just existed. And usually I have pretty damn strong opinions about things, and for something to basically give me no opinion whatsoever, it's kind of remarkable in its own weird way, you know? But some of you might be excited for it, and more power to you. But again, that's really it for the Toonami news. We've got no new show announcements the last week or two. I think right now, Toonami looks content with keeping One Piece at 2 episodes per week. Because again, it's a very slow paced show. It's at 1 billion episodes at this point. We're probably never gonna. It's probably gonna be. We're probably gonna hit the heat death of the universe before One Piece finishes its run. So again, what do you guys think? There might be more news this week. I kind of doubt it. I have a weird feeling, not really weird feeling, just kind of this intuitive sense that we're not going to get any new show announcements for a while. What do you guys think? What show do you want to be on the block? What's your thoughts on Cosmo Samurai? Leave your opinions down below. I am the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.